Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you isn't just any rumor or speculation. It's a potential seismic shift in the AFC East landscape, and it involves the Bills, some key players, and a strategic move that could define the remainder of this season, and maybe even set the stage for the Bills' next Super Bowl push. So let's dive into this story, piece by piece, and explore what could be a game-changing trade that has NFL fans buzzing across the league. First, let's set the scene. The Buffalo Bills, after an impressive start to the season, are sitting comfortably at 5-2, leading the AFC East. They've been showing resilience, especially on offense, despite some setbacks. Josh Allen has been doing his thing, throwing for over 200 yards and 15 touchdowns, with that signature combination of arm strength, mobility, and playmaking ability that makes him one of the premier quarterbacks in the league. But as we all know, football is a game of inches, and sometimes a single injury or strategic move can tip the scales. And right now, the Bills are eyeing a move, something that could elevate their offense to another level, especially in the vertical passing game. You see, the Bills' passing attack, which ranks around 13th in the league with nearly 248 yards per game after the injury to Palmer, has shown flashes of brilliance. Stefon Diggs, of course, remains the focal point, a true elite receiver with a PFF grade of 88. And he continues to be a matchup nightmare for defenses. But the Bills are looking for that additional spark, that extra weapon to stretch defenses vertically and open up more mismatches, especially in the deep passing game. Enter Chris Olave, the 11th overall pick in 2022, a player who's been making waves with his explosiveness and speed. Olave, folks, is a true elite speedster, capable of creating separation downfield like few others in the league. In 2025, through Week 7, he's already amassed 58 receptions for 812 yards and 6 touchdowns, averaging an impressive 15.8 yards per catch. His ability to run deep routes, ranked third in deep targets with a successful rate of 28%, makes him a prime target for teams wanting to elevate their vertical attack. And his top-end speed, which can be clocked at a blazing 4.39 seconds in the 40-yard dash, creates mismatches and stretches defenses out, opening up space for other receivers and the run game. But here's the kicker. The New Orleans Saints, currently with a record of 2-5, are open to trading Olave. Why? Because they are in a bit of a financial bind. They need cap space to extend their star receiver Michael Thomas Jr. And they're also dealing with a defense that's struggling, ranking 28th in EPA per pass allowed and allowing nearly 236 yards through the air per game. Their offensive line, ranked 25th in sacks allowed at 2.8 per game, is leaky, and their defensive issues make them more inclined to rebuild rather than contend right now. So the Saints, under coach Dennis Allen, are looking to reset, and trading Olave could be a smart move for them, especially before the NFL trade deadline on November 4th. It would help them free up approximately $14 million in cap space, giving them some financial flexibility to focus on their rebuild. Meanwhile, for the Bills, acquiring Olave makes perfect sense. They're in a win-now window, and adding a player of Olave's caliber to their receiving core would significantly boost their vertical threat. It's not just about upgrading the passing game, it's about transforming it. With Olave's elite speed and route running, he would complement Stefon Diggs perfectly, creating mismatches that defenses wouldn't know how to handle. Imagine a scenario where Olave stretches the field, pulling safeties back, allowing Diggs and Shakir to work underneath with more space to operate. Shakir, who's already been emerging with 582 yards and 4 touchdowns, would benefit immensely from that stretch, turning the Bills' passing offense into a true vertical threat. Now, let's talk numbers and projections. Olave, if healthy, could push the Bills' aerial yards to over 380 yards per game, a significant increase from their current average. His deep targets, where he's already ranked third in the league, would turn into even more explosive plays, forcing opponents to double-team him or risk giving up big plays. For Josh Allen, this means more opportunities to connect on those big throws, which he's very capable of completing. And remember, Olave's YAC, yards after catch, is already impressive, with over 362 yards this season, making him a threat not just downfield, but in the open field as well. Speaking of injuries, Olave's health has been relatively solid. He suffered a knee contusion in Week 4, but returned quickly and posted a PFF grade of 90. 2 in his last game against the Chiefs. The projection is that, with proper health, Olave could surpass 400 receiving yards this season, easily eclipsing his career average of around 203 yards per year. That kind of production would be a huge boost for the Bills, especially considering the inconsistency that sometimes plagues their secondary options. And let's not forget the big picture. The Saints, with their current roster and cap situation, are clearly prioritizing a rebuild. Their defense, ranked 28th in EPA per pass allowed, has been a liability, and their offensive line leaks sacks at a high rate. They're also trying to keep cap space free to extend Michael Thomas Jr., whose presence in the slot and on short routes has been valuable when healthy. But without a true deep threat, their offense struggles to keep defenses honest, which is why trading Olave could be the move they need to finally reset and prepare for a future rebuild. For the Bills, making this trade before the deadline would be a strategic masterstroke. It's about adding that X factor to their offense, a player who can take the top off defenses and create chaos in the secondary. It's about giving Josh Allen that extra weapon that can turn a good play into a game-changing one. And from a statistical perspective, this move could boost their odds significantly. By adding Olave, the Bills' Super Bowl odds could jump from +5-0 to +2-0, making them one of the favorites in the AFC. That's a huge shift, and it underscores just how impactful this move could be. Imagine Olave lining up on the outside, running that deep post or corner route with his blazing speed, forcing defenses to shift their coverage or risk giving up a big play. His ability to create mismatches downfield would open up everything underneath, allowing Diggs, Shakir, and even Allen himself to find more open space. This would also help alleviate some pressure on Allen, who's been handling more responsibility this season, and give him that extra confidence to take shots downfield. Plus, with the secondary's current injuries, including Rapp being out with a knee injury, the pass defense might benefit indirectly from the increased pressure Olave's deep threats would impose. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Is this really going to happen? Will the Saints actually trade Olave? Well, the NFL trade deadline always brings surprises, and this scenario isn't out of the realm of possibility, especially given the Saints' financial situation and their need to rebuild. The Bills, on the other hand, are in a prime position to pounce, with the cap space and the draft picks to make it happen. This move could be a defining moment for the Bills this season, positioning them as serious contenders in the AFC and giving them that extra edge in what could be a tightly contested playoff race. And of course, the ripple effects go beyond just the Bills and Saints. Other teams will be watching closely, and the league's landscape could shift dramatically depending on how this trade unfolds. The AFC, already stacked with talent and competitive teams, could see the Bills emerge even stronger, especially in the postseason. The division rivals like the Dolphins and Jets will have to keep pace, but with Olave on board, the Bills' offense becomes even more explosive, making them a true threat not just in the regular season but in the playoffs too. So, as we approach that October 31st deadline, all eyes will be on whether the Bills can pull off this move. It's a bold strategy, but one that could pay enormous dividends. Adding a player like Olave would not only boost their immediate Super Bowl odds, but also send a message across the league. The Bills are committed to contending now, and they're willing to make bold moves to get there. The stage is set, the pieces are in motion, and all that remains is to see if this high-stakes trade becomes reality. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, if this trade happens, the Bills' offense will be virtually unguardable. Olave's elite YAC and deep threat ability will complement Diggs perfectly, allowing Buffalo to threaten defenses vertically and horizontally. It's not just about adding a player, it's about transforming the entire offensive philosophy, making it more explosive, more unpredictable, and more dangerous come playoff time. The Bills' window for a Super Bowl is open, and this move could be the key to unlocking that championship potential. Fans, imagine the possibilities. Josh Allen firing deep bombs to Olave, who streaks past defenders, turning the Bills' offense into a high-octane machine that opponents simply cannot contain. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe a trade for Olave is the right move? Do you think it can push the Bills over the top in the AFC? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Buffalo Bills news. This is a story that's still unfolding, and we're right here to keep you informed every step of the way.